everybody, this is Aura from Eat Good Feel Good Freedom from Binge Eating. Our expert coaches are going to take you through a journey of client success stories, sample coaching sessions, and we are going to give you the best tips and tricks on how to stop binge eating and lead you on a path towards your best health, weight loss success, joy, and happiness. We are so delighted that you're here listening to our podcast right now in this moment. So without further ado, let's go!
Hi, so my name is Kayla, and I'm from New Jersey. And so I've struggled since I was about 12 years old with binge eating. And I have to say, for the last 3 years is when it's really kind of been under control. And I have to say it's really a lot of what you said about putting a new habit in place of the food. Like when I feel, or even when I start to go on that path, I try to change my environment or leave where it's usually home, leave the house and go somewhere else, walk outside or go to the gym or call a friend to kind of get out of the binging mindset. And that usually takes the urge away. It's not, I have to say it's not all the time that it does that, but at least stopping it midway until it becomes a serious binge versus just like a couple of whatever it is, like 4 or 5 cookies versus the box or whatever it is. But just leaving the place where you're at and noticing that what you're doing is you're not hungry. What you're doing is not making any difference. It's just going to make you hit yourself later. So yeah.
And that is a good thing. It's the beginning stages because you're starting from a place of having some self-control and some awareness that you know that the binging is not going to help you. But the next step beyond that is also having a sense around trust around food. Something that comes from your thoughts. So an example of this is something when I was in my binge stage, and Kayla, we talked a little bit, I know, about my story of binging for 20 years and then having recovery 8 years ago and working through that. And of course, my days are not perfect, but they're a lot better than they were. And but something when I was really in the sickness, I would be at a buffet and it would be like eating to the point of you couldn't even stop.
You can't, yeah.
Eating to the point of sick. You want to throw up. Never threw up, but it's just uncontrollable. So, but now, because I have that personal trust, and it's not just around food, it's a personal trust that I'm not going to do things that hurt me because my thoughts are different. My thoughts were like, this would be my last meal because I'm so fat. I'm supposed to be a personal trainer. I'm supposed to be a health coach. I have to be perfect, and it was very much based in scarcity. Whereas now I have a sense of I'm okay with the way that I am. And that takes away that anxiety. And when that anxiety is gone, the desire for sabotage is lessened. But anyway, but the next step is for you to get to a point of self-trust where it's like, like even having a cookie, I'm not even going to feel good having that.
Right.
Like, I'm not saying it's bad to have any cookies. Like, of course, you want to have balance. And 4 cookies is okay. The box, not so much. but you get to a point where you just don't even want to, it's going to make you feel bad and you don't want to risk feeling bad.
Right. Or it's going to trigger you.
Yeah, it's intriguing. Or you get excited about feeling good. And then you start doing things that make you feel good. And rather than So rather than avoiding feeling bad, which is important because you want to have that place of moderation and just prevent yourself from binging, because binging sucks. It feels terrible. We always forget that, right, before the binge.
Right.
Forget how shitty it feels after. But I'm here to remind you. Actually, when I first started my recovery, I used to write on my arm. It really helped. It feels good to say no. I thought I would tattoo it on there. Luckily, I don't have to do that anymore. But it's a good reminder. But rather getting excited about feeling good, is that even something you've even thought about? Getting excited about feeling good?
Yeah, well, that's why I more now I go to the gym instead.
Exactly.
Because after that's done, you work so hard and you don't want to eat the
Exactly.
cookies or whatever kind of foods it is, but and then just the biggest thing is leaving the environment for me. It's usually,
and then the next level, leaving the environment is one thing, but the next level is the place of where, and those things don't even trigger you. You have to know with where you're at. If you know that you're going to be triggered in a certain environment, yes, leaving it is a big step. But you'll get to a place within yourself and that level of self-trust. That's what I was trying to get to. That I can go to a buffet now and just have one plate because I'm addicted more to the feeling of feeling good rather than the feeling of shame and guilt. And I know that it's not worth it.
Right.
So I just want to give that to you as a little nugget and a little carrot to think about your next step, your next level. Rather than, because you don't want to be at a party and have a whole bunch of junk food there and think you have to now leave the party and not be in a personal environment.
For me, it was more at home.
At home.
Yeah, like it was never in public or around friends. Like they have no idea. It was just when I was home by myself.
So it's just like an anxiety finding thing. So by yourself you would eat.
Mm-hmm.
And did you have a particular trigger or?
Any kind of stressful day. I'm a nurse, so really any kind of situation with a patient or a coworker or something that was stressful or feeling overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Anything could really have triggered it. It wasn't necessarily hunger.
Anything that'll take you out of your body, out of your emotions. So how do you get comfortable with your feelings, with your emotions?
I talk about them. Yeah. And I think because I live with my husband, and I think one of the biggest things was telling him what I would do. So
you think he already knew?
Oh, he knew from when we met, but it was kind of like he thought it was in the past. Okay. Because it doesn't, I mean, it wasn't around him, so he didn't really see it. But it's more of like, let's not buy the Oreos. Let's not keep those kind of foods in the house. Let's keep only healthy foods in the house. Because then it would have to be an effort to my trigger foods were like cookies and Oreos or that's really it. Like junk, like chocolate. not like pretzels or ice cream, not really that kind of stuff, just kind of stuff that I grew up saying I could never have, like the cookies, and that's what it would be. So not buying it.
Of course, inner rebel. But that's just you acting out. Mm-hmm. That's just like a little child having a tantrum. Mm-hmm. I want what I want. Even if it's bad for me, I don't care. I want what I want. So it's, it's one way just another way to express emotion. That's what that inner child tantrum is. It's a way it's like a child that's in a room locked up and it's like banging on the door trying to get out and it can't get out. locked in. That's the emotion trying to be expressed. You're like, I don't know how to feel this. I'm all locked up. I'm gonna stop 20 cookies in my mouth. And then I'll feel something. Then I'll feel so overwhelmed with guilt and shame that some feeling that's already underneath is going to come out somehow. Is that something for you to think about?
I never thought about it as a child. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense, especially I grew up in a stressful environment. Yeah. So I was always anxious at home, and it was always food that I resorted to. So yeah, that makes a lot more sense than just the stress of my job.
Yeah, it's a reaction to not knowing how to deal with the learned stress from childhood, the learned trauma. Yeah. So when you know that, you can look at it from the outside and take a step back and go, I don't want to be that sad, broken child anymore. I want to be the most empowered version of myself. And I'm letting all that stuff in the past go.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you wanted to say?
Well, I was just going to say, like, and getting sick of feeling like crap all the time.
Yeah.
Or hiding, always wearing baggy clothes because you feel like full and disgusting and sick of feeling that way, especially in the summer, you're the only one covering up.
Getting sick of feeling crap all the time. You relate this?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. How are you going to feel good? How are you going to move away from feeling like crap?
Do things differently.
Awesome. And then you'll build your self-esteem and it'll get easier and easier and easier. Love it. I feel like we're really moving energy here.
Cool.
Your heart is a little bit more open and that you're ready to embark on your journey of healing from freedom from binge eating. If you'd like support, help, and coaching from one of our expert coaches, please go to eatgoodfeelgood.ca and sign up for one of our amazing coaching programs to help you personally on your journey, grow, transform, and become the best version of you. Live your happiest life. Love you guys.